Hello and welcome to another edition of the JabJab Show. Now I'm sat right over here, and as the title of the video suggests, this is the evolution of the JabJab Show. This is kind of a follow-up to the video I posted a little while back when I surpassed the year on the whole YouTube thing, my plans and all the rest of it, and one of the things I was saying on it, I'm going to make a video, several videos on certain things, aspects of myself and what have you. To be honest, I just want to move on with my channel, but with my plans and so on. And so this video is more kind of a condensed version kind of thing of what my channel would have become, what my channel was, and what my channel will become, kind of thing, or continuing what I'm doing with it. So without further ado, let's have the intro, and then we'll find out what I'm going to talk about.
Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercuts!
Oh hello, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm actually leafing through some paperwork from last year from a JabJab Show thing. I started the channel during 2016, and in this short little brief glimpse, I've got more paperwork upstairs considering this year, but this is like last year's stuff. This is like, you know, my writing and what have you for the various videos. But in this somewhere, there are some ideas that didn't come quite to fruition before. And very early on in my channel, I decided, you know, I had to kind of like not do them for one reason or another. So here we go. Okay, so I've got a couple of things here. Have I? Folders. Okay, so without any real kind of order or such, I've got some folders. Basically, the JabJab Show came about before I had ideas for the JabJab Show and what I was going to do on YouTube and so on. And one of the ideas was going to do a kind of TV show, kind of TV magazine thing. In the UK, we have what's called, a program called This Morning. Like basically, just people chatting about the current affairs and so forth. And I want to take that format in more of a comedy route kind of thing, more of a kind of irreverent style, like a Monty Python, airplane, naked gun kind of thing. And what's the other one? Police Squad. Okay, when going on about it. So I've got various things here. I'm going to show you a little insight, like I say. In terms of the intro that you've seen and I've used pretty much throughout my whole channel, throughout the years. It's a very video game kind of inspired thing. It's got a bit of a Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, and Altered Beast, and a few other things sprinkled in between. Because I love video games. The first, I've got some concept drawings here, kind of thing. Some designs. Obviously, the JabJab Show, as you see there, I scanned that in, and I kind of like finalised it a little bit on Photoshop and what have you. And this is what I was going to do. My first intro was going to be basically kind of me as one of the people in the intro to Street Fighter 2. If you know Street Fighter 2, there's two guys like kind of one guy and it scrolls up to see building with the Street Fighter 2 logo on. So I was going to do that in a style. See, I've done a little sketch there. I'm not sure if that's showing up much. I might have to do a separate scan of that. It's all pencil drawing. Didn't get further than this stage. So what would happen is, this is very rough. I was only going to animate this in Flash, Adobe Flash. We've got two people there. We do, just say do that, but my own way, cause Capcom own the music, so I can't use. I'm going to do a little rendition of something in the style of that. And I was going to get it to scroll up, and that's like, punch, scroll up, and I was going to make viaducts there, and train going by, okay? What Stockport is known for is having a viaduct running through that Stockport. It's the longest structure in Europe, I think. Some of that like that anyway. So it's one of the landmarks, if you will, of Stockport, where I live. This is also thing. I'm just going to go through it. Basically, the first intro I did, which I think I might have used it for the first three videos I posted. It's far too long, this intro. It was basically There's a film called American Splendor, which I absolutely love. I love that film. 2003 it came out. And, you know, it basically, it follows a guy called, it's not based on a real story, it's a real guy called Harvey Picar. I mean, he died a few years ago, it quite affected me. Anyway, and he's a guy in Cleveland. He was a files clerk, and he worked there for years. But what he was he became an underground comics writer, which I've got loads of upstairs, and you know I'll show them at some point. He got mates with Robert Crumb, who's this underground comic writer, comic drawer, that kind of thing. And in the intro to the film. He's got a little bit before that, but when the opening titles come on, he shows Harvey Picar. Paul Giamatti plays Harvey Picar. Interestingly, Harvey Picar, the real Harvey Picar, is also in this. And there's a scene where his mates. Harvey Picar was mates with a guy called Toby Radloff, and they've got. I can't remember the actor who played Toby Radloff in the film, but they've got Harvey Picar, the real Harvey, and the real Toby Radloff in the same scene. So you got Paul Giamatti and the actor, I can't remember his name, who plays Paul Radloff, and you got the real people in. It's quite bizarre, but it's really good. I love the film. But anyway, going back to the intro. The intro is just basically Paul Giamatti's Harvey walking up and down all these streets, looking all kind of angry and in his imitable way. And it's interspersed with little comic panels of Harvey as drawn by Robert Crumb, and there are other artists who draw him, who illustrate him for the books and what have you. But basically, it shows him as a comic character saying, "Hello, my name's Harvey Picar. I'm a celebrated comic book artist." That kind of thing, just introducing himself. It's very appropriate for the film, and I love that. So basically, for my first thing, I drew that's me, believe it or not. So I was using that panel and that panel because I thought it's too long anyway, So a lot of it was shots of me walking down around Stockport, various landmarks, or just not landmarks, just things, places. Anyway, that went out the window. And I realised all the intro, because I had that bit and I had what I'm using now, which is the kind of what you see, come over here, massive uppercut, that segment. Plus, what I did have is about 1:40, and that's far too long for an intro. So I've got another thing about, the jab in colour was basically a throwback to Police Squad. If you remember that, if you know of that show, love that show. One of my favourite shows. Leslie Nielsen as Frank Drebin. If you know it kind of inspired Naked Gun. The Naked Gun's the 3 films of that. And they used to say Police Squad in colour kind of thing. So that was a little, because it's Americanised, the word colour. It's because Naked Police Squad. So basically, printed out some pictures from the intro to Street Fighter 2. Obviously, it's a big influence on what you see on the intro. Found out the font type, which is that for Street Fighter 2 lettering. So I was using that as a kind of how to write the JabJab Show in that lettering. That's a picture I was going to use. That's a picture I took of the viaducts. So I was going to have the 2 people sat there and a crowd of people. Animated as they are in the intro to Street Fighter 2, going like that, just to kind of poses for each person, that kind of thing, just to give it that kind of feel. What else? Yeah, that's another drawing. So that's what I was gonna do. Also, what I was thinking as well, I did mention in the very first video I posted on my plans for the channel. How naive? I don't know how naive, but I was saying I wanted to get back into animation, because obviously what I did in the thing was I digitised myself in various poses to do the massive uppercut and things. It took a long time. I mean, I know now it's very shortcuts and stuff, but it's animated. I was getting back into animation. I've done a few things over the years in animation. But what I was going to do with some of the films that are coming out at the time was going to do a short animation, different techniques and stuff to kind of attach to my review for the film. So for instance, X-Men Apocalypse. obviously X-Men Apocalypse, and I actually got pictures. I'll find them somewhere. I'll not include them. I actually got some eggs, painted them up and stuff, and as of various characters. And I did a little sequence. It was going to be stop motion, I think. So, and I was gonna see there. That's Charles Xavier's wheelchair there. I was gonna scan him in and colour him or something weird like that. Anyway, the thing is with me, animation and drawing take too long for me. Anyway, I know the kind of ways of doing things, but it just takes me too long. I'm not a natural drawer. If someone can just draw something really good, just out of with no kind of reference or anything. And I draw a postbox. Alright, that looks great. I draw a postbox, just not a red oblong or something, a rectangle. It just took too long. So I decided, I'm not going to do the whole animation thing for various things. I had ideas for. I'm just looking through things now. There's no real order. X-Men Apocalypse, like I say, there's a script there I wrote, and I was just going to have the eggs kind of do a little mouth movements with them. I mean, it was going to be alright, I guess, in an old crude way, kind of, not exactly like South Park, but that kind of crude kind of animation, which, it's just what I'm into. I'm into different styles of animation, and comic drawing and stuff, but, I think it'll help it. I was going to do one about the Turtles film, so I was going to have a little thing with them. I've got some Turtles figures somewhere, and I was going to do various stuff as a script for that. Again, it was just going to take too long. This is when I got to the idea I was going to base my channel on movies and video games, retro games. Now, the thing is, before I actually came to that decision, I was thinking, do it with more comedy sketches kind of thing. With the occasional film review or retro game kind of look back on and things like that. I was gonna do the kind of this morning type thing where there's coming up at 10 o'clock. I was gonna say say 10 o'clock. I don't know, vinegar saving, or how to store batteries inside, I don't know, an albatross or something. There's something ridiculous Monty Python would say. But I have different things written on the screen as per going back to the Police Squad, where it'd say episode 1. I can't remember the titles, but it said the butler did it. But it'll actually have different words on the screen. It'll say a man between courses or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense to you. But I was gonna go along that way. Then I thought it's gonna be a little bit too, not so much wacky as such. But I also mentioned on my original thing, I mean, I've got a kid, I've got a 4-year-old, and I've got a partner, I've got day job, shift work, all the rest of it. So it's gonna, and I've got some people who can help me with filming and so forth, and probably be in the films and stuff like that, because I'll be relying on them. And I was just thinking logistically, because as I mentioned in my original video, it's because of the situation I'm in and the time I've got and all the rest of it, I'm kind of limited to what I can do. I can't do anything for cheap. I can't do anything expenses only. I got bills to pay and stuff. Like a lot of most people out there. So I would just be racking my brain on what I can do, and that's obviously the YouTube channel idea came up. And when I was coming up with it, I was thinking, I can do sketches, coming up with different sketches, little bizarre, surreal stuff. Again, in the style of Monty Python, perhaps. Because I grew up on that stuff and I love it, and it's part of me, it's burned in there kind of thing. But it came to it where I maybe it's lack of confidence or something, not in the writing so much, but maybe in the being able to kind of come up consistently with things, as in film them as well, edit them. Editing's not a problem. Writing them's not a problem. I say, maybe whether it's funny or not, it's all out it's what's up for this discussion, whatever. If they were made. So I said, well, I thought to myself, okay, let's pick things I'm interested in, because I was watching YouTube and having people doing. That's a bit sniffly. People, when they're saying what made them start YouTube channels and things, and I was saying, no, you got to be. Among other things, we're saying what hit home really was it's got to be something you're passionate about, something you got deep interest in, deep knowledge, whatever. And I thought it's got to be films and retro games. That's me growing up. So that's decided my channel, film and retro games. Now the thing is, So that's what my channel was. I have done a few other videos, filming videos, which I'm going to get back to and so forth. Making short films and stuff, because I've got history in that and I like doing that. But it's just, as it was going on, it was okay. Don't get me wrong. The techniques I was using to make the film reviews and so on were okay. I watch a lot of films at the cinema, not as much as I used to, because I'm having a kid and all the rest of it, and life and things get in the way. I want to make time as much as I can, but logistically, again, it's a little tricky. So I said in my original video I wanted to do cinema reviews, and I also said there might be a week or whatever I can't get to the cinema for one reason or another, so I'm going to do retro games to kind of fill in the space, if you will, because I want to be productive, I want to make videos, I want to talk about things I love and stuff. So was my plan. So I started doing the film reviews and stuff, cinema reviews, and over time I do feel I was taking too long doing them. I'm a bit of a stumbly son of a gun for one reason or another. I always have been. So when I'm scripting, like a lot of this, it's not just film reviews. It's like video game stuff as well. Obviously, stuff considering my channel. But what I would do is I'd script my film reviews. I'd make notes either during the film. I ended up during the film. And when I started out, I used to do them after the film, and to say, this was basically sort like this with a the camera there. I liked it when this happened, and that was a bit rubbish, and blah blah. blah. And then at home, I'd collate the notes and put them in order, and I'd take looking back, I was taking too long doing that. I didn't want to spoil things in my review. I didn't say, and then they all get married at the end, or they'll get murdered or whatever. I don't say anything like that. But I was missing things out that I thought, shit, because I'd watch other reviews of that film and thought, that's a good point, I should have said that. So I was getting more into the detail of it without giving things away, but at the same time, that was also making it too long, too laborious for me. Looking at it, so all I would do is I say scripted. I'm very stumbly, very mumbly. I'm not great on reading scripted things, even if for me I'm writing. And I would literally, this would take a long time, like I say. Just read that paragraph and I'll think, okay, that's fine. Then I'd just slip up on words, or just say the wrong thing, or what I felt was the wrong thing, and I'd go back and do the same thing over again. And it was just taking me too long, and this had a knock-on effect, because obviously with everything else in my life and whatever, I was kind of like, what I'm doing on my YouTube channel, I personally don't consider art, but I do believe is one of the things I do believe in is you got to suffer for your art. You've got to, if you want to make something happen, you got to do it. That's been drummed into me, from various sources, whatever, over the past few years. I've got to keep myself up the arse, basically, and I did a little animation about that. I can't remember what videos I used it in, but so I was prepared to go a few, say the ideal sleeping time every day is 8 hours. Could be different from other people, but I would happily take away 2 or 3 hours just so I can get more things done. So the cinema reviews were going on, and the retro games were going on, and I then wanted to do more, because I've got a lot of videos, VHS and DVDs and Blu-rays and so on. I wanted to include them because I have a lot of films that I love down the years and stuff. So I wanted to include them as well, and I've done a few videos. But it's ones where I wanted to, go into a bit more detail. Maybe the older films, 10 years anniversary of such and such, 15 years anniversary, 20, 30, however old the film is. And I wanted to go into a lot of detail in terms of what's said in the commentaries, look on IMDb, look on Wikipedia. I know looking magazines and stuff about certain films, getting a bit more ideas. I wanted to make more of a kind of a, I don't know, just a better, more in-depth video for this one film, whatever film it is. But obviously that would take time, and I was doing that for certain ones, but I was making lists. I like making lists. I've been doing it for years. because my memory's a bit rubbish. So I'll be making lists. Someone will say to me at work or wherever, saying, "Oh, you've seen that film? We've played that game, or check this video out, check this book out, whatever it is." And I'll have to write it down because I'll forget otherwise. So I just sat down once and I said, "All right, okay, this year is 2017. What's the anniversary film? What's 15 years old this year? What's 20 years old, and so forth." So I did the same thing in 2016, but I was writing down okay, that film's 20 years old. That film, that's 25. I love all these films. Got a lot of things to say about these films, and yeah, so I'd be writing a list down. And when it comes to practicalities, I wanted to do the cinema. I wanted to do cinema releases. I wanted to do retro games, and that's never gone, the retro games. But also I want to do these, and I couldn't. It's each of their own. There are people out there who've done reviews on, I'll say, classic films I love, and they're 5 minutes, 6, 7 minutes long. Well, that's fine. I've got no problem with each to their own. But I would like to go into a lot more detail with those films because I love them so much. And I will say spoiler alert and all the rest of it. In the title and so. But I wouldn't feel personally that I would do the film justice if I just did a kind of 5 minute, 7 minute, 10-minute review. If there's lots of things to say. I didn't want to be like reading the Wikipedia page because I believe in including movie retro games. I believe you've got to have your own kind of evaluation on the game or film, whatever it is, and you've got to have your own experience. You've got to have your own stories behind why you're playing it or what you like about it, what you don't, that kind of thing, instead of just reading facts and figures. Now, people want to do that, that's fine. I've got no problem with that, but personally, no. So I would go to these sites and look at all the things and basically as the weeks and months grew on, and as the challenge going on, I was thinking, I really need to do that film. But then I do a pickup, or pick some videos up, or pick something else up. I really want to make that video on that. And considering, let's say, everything I like, got family, got a partner, got a kid, got jobs, got this and that. I'm not going to get too much detail. My partner doesn't like a lot of the films I like, kind of thing. Which is, I'm quite open-minded when it comes to films and video games and stuff. To be honest, and I would watch most things. I would give most things a go. I believe I'm open-minded, but when you got a partner, and it's not like come to any arguments or anything. I want to watch this. No, you're not watching that. I'm watching, whatever. Nothing like that. But there's not a lot of things I could watch with my partner that we've and I'd have the light on making notes as I'm watching it, and she'd prefer to be in the dark, watching it as in the cinema. That's fine. I would personally, but if I'm making notes, I obviously got to see what I'm writing and stuff. Cinemas are different. You can't just switch lights on the screen, and you've got to kind of I can write blind kind of thing and look at my notes afterwards. What does that say? It's like a scribbly worm thing. I don't know. So I know it's a bit rambly, this video. I'm very aware of it. But basically, as the months and whatever has come on, I was getting frustrated with my film work, my film reviews and so on. I don't know how closely you've been watching my output. The Blu-ray reviews, on the DVD reviews, video reviews have kind of because of what I've been saying about having time to watch things and on my own, and obviously without having as much sleep as I needed to, I was very tired. I started watching a film, I'd fall asleep, and if I fell asleep at whatever point, I'm thinking, I wake up and I think, I can't watch this film tonight because I can't review it because I haven't watched it all, and I've got the time to watch it all because it's now 6 a.m. or something, whatever, I need to do, get ready for work or whatever it is, So it got difficult watching films at home because of what I was saying. So, obviously, and then I kind of did cinema reviews, and I've doing them, and I feel I've got better at them. The early ones were very long. I did the Ghostbusters remake, and the Suicide Squad were close to 20 minutes long. and I don't watch them back. You know, I look forward, I look ahead to what I'm gonna do. But look, you know, I obviously can look back and, you know, think, well, yeah, it's a bit long, whatever. You know, people might switch off, a bit boring, because they go into a lot of detail without giving too much away. You know, unless I say this is a spoiler review, blah blah blah. Yeah, look back and they're far too long. So, you know, I would kind of pare them down a bit, and it's still scripted. And if I'm on the back of 4 or 5 hours skip, sleep one night, and I've got to set up all the lights and basically what I'm doing now, and then I've got this like 3-page review to kind of get through. And if I'm at lack of sleep, I'm not like falling asleep, but I don't think, but I'm kind of like not with it kind of thing. I'm reading stuff and I'm flubbing my lines, and it was just a laborious thing for me to do. For example, on average, I don't know, 8-minute review, film review would take about, because what I do is just flip lights on, audio recorder on, camera on, and then I don't pause it. I just like keep it rolling, and I just say, right, hello, welcome to the JabJab Show, blah 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 blah, and I look at my notes between takes, and this is and I'll slip up, and this is I'll slip up again. I keep doing it, and it was just a pain in the ass basically. I mean, it's my fault, you know, and this led to, because I was doing, you know, in hindsight, too much. So what I was doing is I was taking too long doing this. Editing is not a problem really, because, you know, not as much of a problem. Still a bit time consuming, but I would just basically take the last take I did of that particular passage of my review kind of thing. You know, well, I stopped. I did. That's obviously the best one, because that's when I went on to another point, whatever the point was. So it was just a bit, unless there was a knock on even with time, because this was taking a lot of time. Retro games not so much. Yeah, I still have to set up the computer or console or whatever, and get the game out and play the video. You know, have a little information beforehand and afterwards and so on. Still do all that. You know, I'm not really copying anyone's technique. I don't believe. I started out, my first retro game video I did was World Cup Italia 90 for the Mega Drive. One of the, I know it's not the greatest of games, but, you know, it holds a special place in my heart, kind of thing. So those videos were kind of easy by comparison. A lot more fun as well, for me. And, you know, for me, I don't know about you, anyone's watched it, but yeah. So I was doing retro game videos. I wouldn't give them up. I didn't think at that time it's got to be one or the other, because you think like films and retro games maybe a bit too distinct. You know, distinct differences. You know, but, you know, more people. There's got probably loads of people out there who like the same, like those two things. But in terms of workload, no, it's probably too much. And I then introduced like these kind of videos, vlogs, if you will, and my 2 pences. It's about things, and they were like very easy, relatively, to shoot. You know, I'll have a little script, I'll have a few notes and whatever, and, you know, I'll make sure between takes, you know, I'll do a few cuts here and there, do a few, like, I've covered all the points I want to make and so on. And it'll be like kind of keywords, more keywords than just actual kind of script. As the film reviews were going on, I felt it was kind of too scripted, and I was taking too long doing them, so on. So I just thought, right, I've got to do something here, because it's eating into my time. And what it was, I was getting a bit burnt out with them, the film reviews. And now once I did say, I don't know, Wonder Woman. You know, what do I watch film, make notes, collect them into different notes, and then I'll shoot this my video, then edit the video, make a little thumbnails thing, which is, you know, it can take a little while as well. You know, another thing I need to kind of be a bit more efficient on, but that's you know, thumbnails are fun. And I was kind of by the time it come out, I was all Wonder Woman out. You know, I'd seen, you know, no, and it's on me to watch other people's things, because the way YouTube works, a lot of things, you know, you watch other people's reviews on the films or so on. But to be honest, I was a little bit burnt out. I watched a few reviews, but I've got a lot of other fellow film reviewers out there, you know, who watch my stuff. But here's the thing: throughout all this, and the retro games are going on, I do make note of like what type of subscribers I've got, in terms of the like retro games or the here for the movies, kind of the movie reviews, that kind of thing, or maybe just bits in between. And also the views I get and the comments I get and the likes, all the rest of it. And consistently, it's always been about the retro games that have been the main kind of I get the most views and get the most this and that for. There's been a few anomalies kind of thing. I think my review for a street cat named Bob's at the last count, I've not looked at it, but it's over 400 views, and that's really mad, because I was considering not doing that movie review. Don't get me wrong, I like the film a lot, there's a lot to love about the film. I think because it got me on an emotional level, that film, because I'm a cat lover. I've got 2 cats at the moment, and there's a cat in the film. If you read up about the film, there's a homeless guy gets a cat, and I think shenanigans happen. And on my thumbnail page, I kind of mock myself, put myself in kind of like the pose as the poster was, as in the guy's there with a cat on his shoulder. And I say I've got 2 cats. We've got a picture of the cats, one on both shoulders, and I thought it's a bit just I'll say just have a little fun of the movie poster. And I'm thinking, because people like cats, they probably thought, cats. Probably I like cats, so let's watch that. And I realised there's some blog talking about a film, and it's probably just clicks off. But that would still count as a view, obviously. Now I could say, okay, people like cats, let's make more. I just follow the cats around. Here's Timber, just lounging around. Oh, look, here's Simba. He's jumping up and down and he's trying to catch butterflies. I don't know. That probably I'm probably doing the wrong kind of videos, doing what I'm doing. Should have been doing that, but that's not what our channel's about. There's obviously other channels that do kind of let's follow cats around doing stuff. I don't know, but I'll say, going back to the views and stuff, I'd get more. I was getting burnt out with the film reviews, cinema reviews. I'd stopped doing Blu-rays and VHS tapes and all that stuff. Even though I love them, they just took up a lot of time. That's the end of it, and I was just taking up a lot of my time. And I was kind of, like I said in me yearly, my original video on the channel and the 1 year old channel kind of thing video, I would. I was mentioning the video games is still one of the main things that I loved, and to be honest, I started watching more and more other people's video game reviews or news, that kind of thing, getting into it a bit more. For example, since I've started the channel, I got an Xbox One in November. A couple of weeks ago, got PS4, and I've got. All going well. I'm going to get a Switch by the end of the year, but we'll see, because Nintendo not being too good on the whole shipment of certain things. But that's a thing in itself. Done a video on the NES Mini on the Super Nintendo Mini, but there we go. So in kind of anticipation for Mario Odyssey. Now, the games I've got for those modern day consoles. Retro inspired, and there's lots of compilations that are out for those 2 systems, which I've got my eye on, so on. So I've not bought it specifically just to do modern stuff. I might do modern stuff more modern stuff in the future, but for now, my heart very much is still retro games. So basically, I came with a decision. Because when I did the yearly thing, I didn't get a ton of views for it, and I think partly it's me. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I've not been doing much of the watching other people's videos kind of thing. That's certainly not so much on the film review side of things. And I thought, well, all right, this is because of contributing factors. So much time, not enough time. Bit burnt out, or blah blah blah. I looked at what I was doing and assessed a lot of things, and I thought, okay, I've got to make a decision. Because I say I pay attention to views and subscribers and everything else, and I think I can see certain patterns happening, and I can probably make a guess of what is happening in terms of like some people, not everyone, It's probably saying, well, he's not watching my video, then I'm not watching him. It's on me, it's on me. I'm not blaming anyone out there. I'm thinking that might be a contributing factor, like I'm not watching other people's reviews, and so therefore, the way it works, like, I think the algorithm of YouTube works is if you watch certain videos on a certain subscriber, you'll see them in your suggested box. You think you can click on that little bell thing that alerts you to a new video from that subscriber and things. I do use that now. I didn't know what it was for before, apart from the updates of what messages you've got and things like that. But anyway, so came to the decision. You might have known in the past couple of weeks, I've been doing a lot of retro game stuff. It's because I've made a decision. I'm just going to concentrate on retro games. There's going to be a few film reviews here and there. Don't get me wrong, films are now rubbish in my eyes. I'm not like I don't like films, don't like them, no one's watching them, not my videos, I'm got rubbish. Nothing like that. It's just maybe given my circumstances, all the rest of it, and what I want to do. That same, my love for retro games still throughout. It's burnt on my head. All these like games, all these systems, and so on. I don't know everything. The main thing is I want to learn more about retro games. A lot of people out there have more games than me, know more than me, more systems than me, all the rest of it. I have a collection, I have a knowledge. I want to know more. This is what I absolutely adore doing about retro games. Case in point, this is all scripted. This is all scripted, but I'm kind of I don't know. Anyway, Retro Gamer, one of my favourite magazines. I'm on a dinner table. If I can, I just read it as I'm eating my dinner and see what have you. Anyhow, so I've made a decision. I'm gonna because I find them better. I don't know if people like my face that much and want to watching me doing a 10-minute review on whatever film it is. Probably, I don't know. It's probably not my face. I don't know, but it's probably my style. Probably, I was a bit too scripted, a bit too wooden kind of thing, not natural. Like I'm flowing a bit more now. I don't know how many cuts this actual video will have eventually, because I'm waffling now and again. But I just want to let you know, I'm concentrating on video games and retro games, and you might have noticed as well. I do tend to go from one system to the other, which is just my style. Variety is a spice of life. Like most people, people got more memories with certain systems. They like certain consoles, whatever, better. Certain types of games, certain types of developers. That's all fine. That's all fine. Each to their own. There's I just find, in my personal opinion, I get more. Let's say about the likes and the views, view count, and all that stuff. I get more love for the retro game stuff. And I love that stuff. It helps me keep going, kind of thing, on my channel. That's why I came up with the decision of wanting to focus on retro games. So even though I have mentioned in certain videos, I began with a Spectrum 48K, upgraded to 128K, then got a Mega Drive, then N64, and and GameCube and so forth. Obviously, I picked up all the consoles in between and so forth. So I would still go from consoles to computer to console. It's just how I work, and how I like learning things like that. What I consider retro, and there's lots more scope. I'm having a lot more fun doing this because, like, in the past few weeks when I've been doing this, I've started to do like a retro game challenges with a bunch of great subscribers and channels and whatever. I just love what I'm doing now with retro games. I feel even though I don't know, it's easier for me, more natural for me, I think, to talk about this. I mean, the whole film reviewing thing, I might look into going out to a blog or something, because I've not stopped watching films at the cinema. The latest I've seen is Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think that's really good. There's a few more films I've seen since I've made this decision for my channel. I just want to put it out there because people might think, oh, he's putting a lot of video game stuff out here. It's usually video game, film review, video game, some kind of malleable kind of production schedule kind of thing. But like I say, some people might have guessed I've just gone all retro game now. But I just find it. I'm happier doing this. Like I say, I might look into the whole movie review blog thing. What's the best one to go on? I might do that. I mean, tomorrow, what's Thursday? The whatever day it is of July. Thursday the
13th
of July. I will be watching, all going well, War for the Planet of the Apes. I'm looking forward to that. I've been looking forward to that since the start of the year. It's one of the films I'm looking forward to. It's got good reviews. I can't bloody wait. And there's a few, obviously there's a few films I'm really, really looking forward to this year. So don't get me wrong, I still love films and stuff, but in terms of schedules and everything, making me more of a sense of community with the retro game things. Again, that might be me because I don't know all these juggling around with films and Blu-ray reviews, video reviews, and things like that. I didn't give myself allow enough time, I'm guessing, to do the kind of watching other people's videos and getting tips and off them and complimenting them and all the rest of it. Which now I'm concentrating on retro games. I can do a lot more, and I find it a lot better now. Personally, doing that, I like to create, have a contribution. Yeah, I'm not the best of game plays of video games out there. There is a lot of games I've not played and I probably read about, but I've never, for one reason or another, I've never played. Retro game collecting can be expensive. That's a theme for another video down the line, I think. I say I'm coming up with ideas for games. It's not just going to be, I don't feel going forward it's going to be just gameplay stuff like retrospectives and that. There's going to be my 2 cents. There's going to be like vlogs like this. And there's going to be a few other things got in the pipeline. So yeah, from now on, like I say, just to reiterate, yeah, I'm focusing on retro games now because I've met a lot of connected with loads of awesome people. It's all love. It's all love. Don't get me wrong. It's I'm not as good as a lot of people on retro games. I just love them. I like comparing with other games, and just broadening my knowledge on retro games. That's why I'm reading that magazine there, and that's why I buy a lot of bookazines and like specials on Zelda and Mario and whoever else. That's what I like doing. So in conclusion, yeah, thank you for watching. This is, I'll say, an update, probably a long-winded one, but this is the evolution of the JabJab Show. So if you get any questions there, I don't know how long is this video. I don't know how long I've been talking about stuff basically. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you watch, and like, subscribe, comment, and the next few things. Oh yeah, unboxing and pickups is another thing, and we're gonna do more on. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment if you like all this kind of thing, if you like the idea of what I'm going to go forward with on my channel, and tell your friends and everything. And in the words of the new Cyrus, send the word.